Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and Pixelberry Studios released a blog post regarding Wake the Dead. And as you can see, the book 1, chapter 1 description is out. Wake the Dead, end of the world, the end of the world. 21 years ago, a plague of zombies brought the world to ruin. Now, you and your companions must battle for survival against enemies, both alive and dead. So there you go. So 21 years ago, a plague of zombies brought the world to ruin. So we are 21 years after. Now that explained. One of you commented about our fourth love interest, why he's distant, and how he learned all the zombie killing skills. So that is because probably the zombie apocalypse is there for a long time, and so one of you commented that maybe his parents were killed and something happened, and he's been preparing to kill zombies. So that can be really true. So the zombie apocalypse isn't going to come out of the blue, but then I think it's going to be an existing thing that happened 21 years ago, and I think 21 years later we need to sort of battle it out. It's a spooky season, and we've been looking forward to the moment zombies take over choices this month. We have lots of sneak peeks and even a zombie makeup tutorial coming up. Today we're taking a behind the scenes dive into the team behind this terrifying book. To kick off things, what can you tell us about our first ever choices zombie book, which is really the first zombie book in any other known game story app, interactive story game app, which is really super awesome. Kathleen says, 21 years ago, a plague of zombies brought the world to ruin. Now you and your companions must battle for survival against enemies both alive and dead. Ooh, I hope we can work together to survive. We've gotten a quick preview of some of the characters players will meet. Are there any in particular you're excited for players to run into? Kathleen says, there are so many fun, awesome, badass characters in this book who you are going to die for. There is also a cocky, violent jerk with a superiority complex who wears way too much eyeliner. He's my horrible idiot son, and I love him. I named him after my cat. Is he talking about Elijah? Amy says, I try not to pick favorites, but Troy is absolutely the most fun to ride. He's charming and funny, but completely loses his cool when out of his element. There's also a few more characters players haven't seen who are to die for, but you won't meet them until much later on. Tom says, it's so hard to choose. Each one has been at the top of my list at one time, but currently it's got to be Angel. Her approach to things is a little radical, but she sure would make the apocalypse fun. Making the apocalypse fun is definitely a skill. I can't wait to meet them all. Next question. There's tons of zombie media out there. What's your favorite? Kathleen says, in the actually a really good movie tire is A Train to Busan. In the kinda dumb but super fun tire, it's Army of the Dead. And in the What in 5 Hells Did I Just Watch tire, we have favorite movie of all time, a Japanese rock and roll cult movie masterpiece called Wild Zero. Amy says, definitely The Last of Us. The zombies in it are terrifying and the characters deal with real trauma, yet somehow come out on the other end, which I think is what most of us are looking for in these kind of stories. That and way too much gore. Tom says, I agree with Amy. The Last of Us is hands down the best zombie game out there. The book, World War Z, paints a grim picture of an international zombie pandemic from multiple perspectives. And in the movie category, Shaun of the Dead is my go-to zombie flick. Shaun of the Dead is really good. It's funny, it's freaky, it's good. And also it's British, so it has a different sense of humor to it. We'll definitely check out some of these. Looking back, what was your favorite part creating Wake the Dead? Kathleen says, getting into the nitty gritty of how our zombies were going to work. In my opinion, the best zombie stories are the ones that start with a classic foundation and then throw in some unique feature or mechanic that makes their take on zombies fresh and interesting. Our zombies are cool and weird and gross, and I absolutely cannot wait for them to meet you. That was sassy. So there you go. Choices do a really awesome job regarding when they did the horror book Wake the Dead. So that horror book was super awesome, and it was unique from horror book you play on any other platform. So definitely, I'm waiting for how they approach the zombie because they approach. Hero book. It's really common to have a hero book. We have Superman books and stuff. We have multiple TV shows, how a normal person turns into a superhero and how things go about. It's a very common topic, but when Choices worked on Hero, they made it something really interesting, really different, and really unique. So I'm looking forward to it. Emmy, I will say, coming up with some of the moments that will pull on players' heartstrings was really fun. But nothing beats finding new and exciting ways to describe how utterly gross and disgusting zombies are. Tom, it was so much fun designing the zombies. I can't wait to unleash them on our players. Muhahaha. The zombies look amazing. Just for fun, if the zombie apocalypse started tomorrow, how prepared are you? Kathleen said. Well, I'm pretty fit and have access to shop where I could weld scrap metal and all kinds of crazy weapons. Emmy says, I know martial arts, so I've got combat going for me, but in terms of surviving in a world without grocery stores and the internet, I'm totally screwed. Tom says, I would like to think I would be a stoic, unshakable badass like Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, but in reality, I'd probably be huddled in the corner of my closet, crying until a zombie found me and ate my face off. Then I would turn into a zombie and be instantly put down by someone like Rick Grimes. Let's hope we won't have to deal with a zombie attack IRL. To wrap up this interview, we're almost having a zombie attack. But anyway, to wrap up this interview, any final pieces to advise to share with Wake the Dead players? Emmy says, you will be getting a chance to fully customize your colony, but remember, if you want to survive, balance is key. Tom says, please play through the book with the sound up. You don't want to miss the haunting soundtrack and the super creepy zombie sound effects. So there you go. Expect old, creepy, It Lives sounds to be back, but other than that, they're going to add new sounds. So play with the sound on. And customizing our colony and having diversity, that would help. So keep that in mind. Kathleen says, Rule 1, no loud noises. Rule 2, always go for the head. Rule 3, if someone gets bit, they get put down. No hesitation. Out of the group. View. We're stoked. Thanks, team, for sharing. And to our readers, thank you for taking time to read this. The clock is ticking, and soon Wake the Dead will be at your fingertips if you are VIP. You won't want to miss this, the community team. So there you go. That's the Wake the Dead. Chapter 1 preview is out. I'm probably going to do a preview or like a prediction video, but this is the preview of Wake the Dead. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, peace out.